So welcome everybody. As we can notice that we have friends and colleagues joining from all over the world, from Lebanon, from Greece, from Armenia, from Indonesia. Hello, Finita. From Mexico. Hello, Gisela. Nabiha. Hello from Lebanon. We have a lot of people from Lebanon, Hamza. Some of them are real friends. Some of them are your friends. So welcome, Hamza. How are you?
Yeah, hi, hello, Yousra. Thank you all for participating today.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. So I will try and do my best to introduce Hamza the way he deserves this because Hamza, is an experienced professional and he's so humble actually about his achievements. So I will introduce Hamza in a nutshell and start right away our presentation. So Hamza Aoun is an experienced professional in educational technology and business development. With a career spanning over a decade in the Middle East and Africa, Hamza's work focuses on integrating technology into education to improve learning outcomes and engage students more effectively. Hamza has developed and published Mathematics Guide for grade 9 and an interactive social studies program for grades 7 to 12, both aligned with the Lebanese curriculum. Hamza holds certifications in ChatGPT and Gen AI from the Blockchain Council, fundamentals from Data Camp, and recognition from all over the world. Hamza's dedication to innovation in education is reflected in his ability to bridge modern technologies with practical classroom applications. And this is actually what we're going to see in today's webinar with the Kaizen experience, which is all about change, involvement, innovation, and creativity, not only in education, but in everyone's life. So, without further ado, Hamza, the floor is all yours. You can start by sharing your screen and let's get started whenever you're ready. Thank you.
Thank you, Yousra. Thank you all for attending today. Yousra, just please give me the access, please.
Here you are, Hamza.
Yeah,
Thank you.
not yet. Okay, done. Yeah, share screen. Sorry, you can see my screen?
Yes, we do.
Yes, it's
Okay,
okay.
perfect,
Thank you.
perfect. Okay. Thank you for attending today. For this presentation, we'll go through um, different sections. We'll start with AI in education vision and mission, the outcome of the vision, student focus, and then how to achieve the outcome through features focus and practical AI integration into the classroom. So at the first stage, we'll check the future vision, how we are looking through the education and integration of AI into education. Specifically, we have main pillars, which are leveraging AI technologies to enhance human capacities, as well to promote inclusion and equity, as well to ensure that AI is used ethically and effectively in educational content. How we can achieve such pillars and how we can go through the steps to assure that we are aligned with the educational AI education uh, perspective and goals. First, as you can see here, we have this uh, roadmap. Uh, we will start from the future of education vision. So this one, uh, Yusra, I'm accepting the
I'm
the
sorry,
participants.
I
Okay,
told
that's why.
you. I
No
told you.
worries.
Once you'll be the host, I have no longer access
No
to
worries.
anything.
No
Sorry.
worries. Okay. So here for the future of education vision, we'll start with the main objectives, like What are the objectives of this vision? Technology and data. What do you mean by technology and data? That teachers will read the data, read the outcome, read the feedbacks, okay, take points out of them, take insights, and take some decision at the end and some conclusions. So it will help us to create our conclusion and to create our decision about the perspective that we are going through, either an AI tool, either an AI system, our methodology, pedagogy, inside the classroom, some policies. So these data collected will help us to get some insights. The second point is the pedagogy and skills. So here we need to ensure that we are using AI into our methodology, teaching methodology. So how it will be. For example, I have like an activity, an idea, or a structured design, instruction design. I need to implement it in my classroom, in my school, etc. So we need to have the methodology in order to deliver it to the audience. The audience could be the administration, the audience could be the school itself, or the parents, as well for the students. So we need to have some personalization and innovative approach using this method. Also to ensure equity, as well to have responsible AI use and ethics. This is the main educational objective using AI in the future. In order to achieve so, we have some seven pillars, which are the assessment, policy enhancement, infrastructure, curriculum, scaling, system implementation. For example, I can use one of the pillars to start with. Let's say we are starting with the assessment. For example, I need to check how can I integrate AI into my assessment, either as an assessment strategy or like assessment implementation and practical assessments, for example, inside the classroom. So we need a plan to transition, like a transition plan, going from the current status to the future vision. How we can go through this? Through pilot programs, uh, creating matrix to evaluate, professional development, and funding resources. I will provide you an simple example that I piloted in one of the schools, and to have like to understand what is going on. For example, this is a tool for a writing assessment, which is called my AI companion. What does this tool do? This tool is designed for students to enhance their writing skills. So the first thing, the students will be in the classroom, okay? So I chose the assessment pillar. The first step, I chose the assessment pillar. The student inside the classroom will start writing their first draft. The second step, when they go home, they will provide it to the Google form. This Google form is integrated with AI, with ChatGPT. Okay, uh, there is a coding system that relates this Google form to produce a response based on the student answer. So the student will upload their draft here in the Google form. They will submit and they will receive such feedback for enhanced writing, grammar, Bloom's, the cognitive levels, etc. It's a big list. I only chose these steps here, these sections. So when the student receive this feedback, they will read it. They will compare it with their initial draft. And then when they go back to class, they will rewrite their final product. What's happening in the background? In the background, every single response is saved in at the teacher's Google Drive. So the teacher knows the current, the previous, and the processed writing done with the student as initial draft, as the AI feedback, as well as the student final draft. So here we are getting data from the system. The teacher will like compare among them and evaluate. So here, if we are going back to uh, the framework here, so we chose the assessment, okay? We pilot the project, and then we checked what we are benefiting from. Did I integrate it into the methodology? Yes. Is it personalized? Yes. Why? Because each student is getting a personalized feedback from the uh, API AI. Okay. So here, what's going on? I'm getting a feedback as a student. It's based on my writing, not anyone's writing. And then the teacher is evaluating through the data collected. Okay. And later on, if I see as a teacher this project or this assessment or this methodology is working effectively and efficiently, yes, I can scale it. I can ask the school admin to get more resources and to get more fundings. Meanwhile, I'm also evaluating through the matrix, which I built aside. So in that way, this is an example to make it closer for you how we can work with this framework, selecting one pillar, which is the assessment. And you can integrate more than one at the same time. And not forgetting, at the end of each activity, we are having an ethical questionnaire. Like, for example, did the stu like for the student, as a student, how did you work with the AI? What did you check about it? Are there any biases? What did you feel? Uh, did you collaborate well? Did you copy paste your answers? So some questions we can raise through the ethical questionnaire, okay, and ask it to the student, and we can get their feedback. And based on their feedback as well, we can enhance our tool. So the loop is always continuous. To be sustained, it's always continuous. Like we provided the why, the how, the when, and we get the feedback, and it's a loop. Now, to understand more how we can use the system ethically and responsibly, these are two interrelated concepts like AI ethics, responsible AI. Most of the time we hear about it. For the AI ethics, it's usually the philosophy, the philosophical aspect of the system. Like it should be aligned with our values, with our societal norms, with the human rights, etc. Anything related to our well-being, to our society, to our environment, we can consider it as like the ethics, how it will affect our life, positive, negatively. Uh, is it fair? Is it inclusive? Is it fair? Is it inclusive? And uh, does it do harm or no? These are the philosophical part. The philosophical part, it might be done or not, implemented or not. But in order to make it, reinforce it in the system itself, like in our school, for example, or in our class, we need to be responsible. So the responsible AI is the rule. You can say it is a rule. Like, what is the law to make this happen? So it is a policy. So the responsible AI, you can consider it as like a policy of the ethics, how I need to reinforce this term or this element in my classroom. For example, if I'm using like an AI tool, I created as a teacher an AI tool, like the AI writing companion. I will ask myself, is it inclusive? Can all students use it? Uh, th- does it have any discrimination, like as an output? This I should did after the data collection. So here I can know. So I can add some other policies. It depends on the tool that I'm using, and also it depends on my perspective and my methodology inside the classroom and how I need to deal with the students. there's the vision, there's the framework of the vision, and also there's the difference between the ethical AI and the responsible AI, the AI ethics and the responsible AI. Including this, I need to know as a teacher my right. As well, the student needs to know their rights. As an educator, as a teacher, I need to know my right as an input, as a purchaser for a tool. So I need to check, is this tool aligned with my objective, aligned with my lesson, aligned with the time I need to use it? So the idea here, not a single AI tool, it will be 100% you can use it for the whole year. It depends. I'm not saying it depends. So, for example, I having like a math lesson for geometry, for algebra, for example, okay? And I need to have some understanding about how we relate algebra to visualization, okay? Some tools can cover everything, and some tools they cover one aspect. So I need to be precise, and I need to have the autonomy of which tool I need to choose based on the objective and based on the desired outcome I need with the student. Also, I have the right to write the policy with the administration of the school. Why? Because I'm inside the classroom as a teacher. I have the right to give my feedback as well on the policy, on how to integrate, because at the end, the teacher is responsible for the lesson inside the classroom. And also to protect my legal rights, like the AI should not replace me or my salary should not be deducted because I'm not using AI, or uh, the AI will take my salary, for example. Okay. So these are the educators' right. When you go to the student right, we should have some clear guidance for the student and to be very transparent, because not all students from lower grades will know how AI works and what outputs it will give. Is it aligned with the school objective or not? Also, we need to teach them about the privacy and data and how what feeds what data they need to feed AI system that they are working inside the cloud to protect, to use the system safely and securely. And also, as a student, I have the right to appeal, like what's going on with this system. Did it promote me to be harmful to other? This is one example. Did it is it like against my norm or attitude? This is something else. Is it collecting my biometric data, for example? So and so on. And also to protect the legal rights of the student as well, like not to harm, no discrimination, and be inclusive. So in this way, we have the framework of the vision. We have the seven pillars, the assessment, infrastructure, scaling, the policy, as well the example, and then we had the comparison between the AI ethics and the responsible AI, and knowing our rights as educators and students. So after knowing our rights, okay, as a teacher, we need to know the final output of this vision. The final output of this vision is focused on the student at the end, because they are the future of the next generation. So we need as a final stage, after going the process from the school, parent, admin, stakeholders to reach the student, we need students that are critical and responsible, okay, to think about uh, sustainability and promote inclusivity, as well to have their human autonomy. Okay, so this is one. Also to be ethical steward and a human-centered mindset. To be grounded in the human values and to be also accountable and to be creative, skillful practitioner, inclusive, continuous improver, and lifelong learner. So these are the main focus of the final vision, going from school, stakeholder, parent, governments, teachers to reach the students. Okay, Isra?
Thank you so much, Hamza. Thank you very much for elaborating on AI. And really, I'm sure colleagues as well, they appreciated a lot of aspects. So it's time for questions. So if you have any questions in the meantime, please drop them in the chat and let us know so that Hamza is welcoming your questions. So let's check if there are any questions in the chat. So Hamza, I'm sure our colleagues, as we've seen all through the preparation for this webinar, we've been receiving questions. And so among the questions are, Hamza, how can I utilize AI efficiently and ethical uses? So you've tackled this clearly. So when it comes, for instance, to particular aspects, let's say the AI companion, were there any concerns shared in the meantime, or so? What do you think about this, Hamza? Can you hear me well?
I didn't hear the last sentence, Yusra.
I said when it comes to the AI companion, were there any concerns about sharing their ideas, the feedback? Is it a safe tool that teachers can rely on using this AI companion
Okay,
and getting personalized feedback, let's say?
okay, okay. Here, first of thing, we need to ask ourselves, like, what we are collecting from the students. Only the ID, only the email ID, and the response. Okay. But this system that you saw, that the AI companion, it's built inside the school drive.
Good,
So it's not public.
good.
So it's inside the school drive.
Mhm.
So whatever there remains with the school. But there's big but. This, whatever responses done, they are feeded to the API, which is linked to the OpenAI GPT. Okay. So yes, whatever is fed as, not as an email, not as a name, only the content of the essay,
Good.
only the content of the essay. So the teacher need to give guidelines and to be transparent. As we mentioned here, student right, clear guidance and transparency. How we need to tackle this tool. So the teacher responsibility is to tell them, do not add any personal information in your response.
Mhm.
Do not add like some details about you. Just write the essay, and that's it. When you write the essay, you are writing like normal writing,
Yes,
as
exactly.
on paper pencil. That's it. So you are not providing any personal data, any
Mhm.
information about you, and even you are not mentioning the name of the school. You are not mentioning anything. So somehow, I did this system like to give at least as much as possible information about the school. So we are just providing some normal text writing with no relation to any person.
Thank
So
you.
this is one way like
Mhm.
to mitigate some information about us.
Thank you.
But
Yes,
but
but still, there's always yes.
yeah, still there's also this
Yeah.
is like, this is internet, this is platform, it's an algorithm.
Yeah.
Some there are some possibilities the school can be hacked from outside. How, I don't know how, but it's a possibility. Not
Mm.
through the AI system, not through the system itself,
It's
but
all.
from
Yeah.
another ways.
Yeah.
So we need to tell students like, don't click any links, don't go through any website. Well, يعني,
Beware.
give them some
Yeah.
guidelines, yes, and awareness about the cybersecurity. And the
Exactly.
cybersecurity nowadays, in my opinion, it will have more booming in
Mm.
schools as well.
Thank you, Hamza. Thank you so much. I can see some colleagues here typing in the chat, so I'll go one by one. And we
Yeah.
invite colleagues, let's say we can take a colleague that can unmute himself or herself to ask the question verbally, and we can go back to the chat to read the question. So I'll start by reading one question from, let's say, the chat and going back to maybe a colleague who wants to interact with you. So, Hajiba is thanking you for the insightful presentation. Welcome, Hajiba, and she's asking whether this can be applicable to elementary schools. And we'll go, let's say, from the last question and upwards. So the
Let's have
context can
like
it elementary?
let's have like one question because we have too many slides later on. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And
So let's
we
say
can answer the rest of the question later on.
at the end. All right. So there's
Yeah.
Robert. Hello. Hi, Robert. So Robert is asking a question. There must be a school policy which helps educate students and teachers on how to use it. Robert agrees with you. And also, this does not include or includes personal information. I guess, yes. Yes. So I kind of scroll up a little bit. What's the best way? Manolis is asking a question here. What's the best way to convey ethical principles as there is a strong motivation to use AI to avoid hard work? So I think you partially replied to this, Hamza, when you mentioned
Yeah.
raising awareness. Yes.
And also we have some slides explaining that the point.
Good. So that we don't
Yeah.
spoil the next part. Good,
Yeah.
good, good. So let me scroll up a little bit. What
Okay.
about, yes, that's Nabiha. I like the question so much. Any suggestions on how we can control learners' dependency on AI? We've noticed that our students, whenever we ask them something, da-da-da, they go and ask it to AI before even thinking about it.
Yes, make it legal for them
Mm-hmm.
and change the methodology in teaching, and you will control it.
Good, good. Thank you. Thank you, Hamza.
I
So,
will I will explain more. I will explain more about it
all right.
after the agency for teachers, some activities and practices
All
as
right.
well.
Okay, so just
Okay.
in the meantime, dear colleagues, feel free to drop the questions in the chat. We'll cover them, let's say in the Q&A last part of the presentation. Over to you, Hamza, and
Yeah.
we're all ears to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for your questions. So now we'll continue how we need to prepare the teachers to meet the previous criteria. One of my favorite books is the AI Competency Framework for Teachers. It's published by UNESCO, and it's a very, very beneficial and full of content and related content to teachers and how to use AI responsibly and ethically inside the classroom or in general in the school and the education. So the framework the framework uh, has five aspects: the human-centered mindset, ethics of AI, AI foundation, AI pedagogy, and AI for professional development, and distributed on three progression: acquire, deepen, and create. So in general, for the whole AI competency, we need to focus on the human-centered mindset that this AI tools, they are tools for us to enhance our skills, and we are leading them, not the opposite way around. And we need to have our autonomy and our agency and to keep our well-being and not to be affected by the AI tool, like to harm us or to change our beliefs or to change our norms, okay, in a certain way. Why? Because everything, whatever the AI is giving us as an output, is based on the algorithm and the data trained on it. And to have, for example, let's say an example, I'm using an open source, GPT, okay, an open source one, and I don't have any idea about this algorithm and what the data trained because I don't have any documentation about it. We don't have any terms and condition, or any privacy and policy documentation inside this platform. Okay, I'm using it, so it will give me some false information about country X, and I'm the one from that country X. So how can I trust this tool? Okay, and to what extent I can take for granted like this information, or should I compare them with my actual resources? So here, what we are doing, we are being Socratic, we are questioning. Okay, we are being critical with the AI tool, like how we need to question the AI tool. It's very important in order to have like a refined answer at that. Also, as a teacher, I need to have like some foundational skills, knowledge, like about some key terms about the AI system, algorithm. I need to know some mathematics, for example, because most of the algorithm is based on coding and mathematics. And how the system work, it has matrices, a lot of matrices in it, uh, to provide us at the end like a result, like a mapping from numbers to letters to some details which I don't really know exactly. Okay, but this is the concept. And also to have some ideas how to integrate this technology right now in my methodology, pedagogy inside the classroom in a good way to enhance students' understanding, to promote their critical thinking, and to make them more think about sustainable uh, ideas, okay, and to promote inclusivity, equity, etc. And to make students also as well to think about the sustainable goal of development, like no poverty, financial security, health, etc. So there are different domains. Also, as a teacher, I need to, uh, for example, to have many disciplines, combine them with each other to get a new idea. Okay. For example, I can relate different subjects with each other. Like, for example, geography with mathematics with biology. Okay. So here I'm having a holistic point of view. Okay. And deliver it to the students. So the students are learning three subjects at the same time and making the relation among them. So I'm not like learning only geography alone, only mathematics alone, because most of the students say like, why I'm learning mathematics, or why I'm learning geography at this stage, or why I'm even learning chemistry. I will not use it in my life. Okay, so we need to show them that using this technology, there is a relation between one, two, three. So this is one of the concepts that we can walk through. So here, sorry, sorry. Oh, okay. So here we'll talk about the human-centered mindset, aspects of human-centered mindset. So first thing, we need to have a debunking AI hype. Okay, we need to know that this tools is by human-led. It's the ethics by design, and we need as a teacher to know its potential and limitation and its biases. Also, we need to understand the threats of this inherited by the design. For example, does it harm our privacy, our cultural diversity? Does it have some data exploitation, etc.? Also, we need to ensure that it is a human and social value prevail. So we need to ensure that our values, for example, are there. For example, this AI tool can work in country X and doesn't work in country Y. Okay, why? Because the data fed in that tool one is directed to that country, for example, based on their uh, cultural diversity, based on their knowledge. If you need something global, you need more data to feed the system that you are working with and to be more precise in feeding that data. And for sure, you need to have a good developer who can develop such AI systems for you. So here, for this aspect, for the human-centered mindset, the teachers, as we mentioned, they need to understand that it is AI, it's human-led, and secure our autonomy. Also, teachers take legal and ethical responsibility for AI-assisted decision. They need to criticize as well. Also, we need to actively shape an inclusive AI society. Here are some guiding questions relating human-centered mindset to understand. For example, for the acquire, deepen, and create. In each subdivision, we have a subdomain, which is a human agency, human accountability, and social responsibility. Here, there are some guiding questions that will help us to understand each subdomain and each level. I will go through some examples. For example, acquire. How do I maintain student agency by encouraging them to question AI-generated content before accepting it? This is one. Here, I'm promoting my agency, my autonomy. I'm the one on control for the final output. Human accountability, like in what ways do I clarify to students that AI recommendation are suggestion or perception? Okay, so here we need to make sure that students are following the guidelines and the transparency that we gave them before, and create social responsibility. For example, am I contributing to school or community level policy dialogue on ethical and sustainable AI adoption? Like as a teacher, I'm creating something new for the school under policy, under methodologies, under teaching methods, instructional design, assessment design, etc. So this is type of creation, something new, and I'm adopting them well inside the school or not. Now, for the AI ethics texter, the aspects of the AI ethics, here we need to empower teachers as a human accountable use of AI. So I need to be accountable as a teacher, and I need to promote inclusivity and understand and monitor human control impact of AI. So I need to have a design by ethics, ethics by design. So before developing any tool, okay, I need to know whether this tool, why I'm using this tool at the first stage, and why I need to create this tool. What are the objectives? What are the expected outcome of this tool at the end? Will it enhance or not? Does it have a specific objective or multi-objectives? So based on this, I need to start thinking about how I need to build this tool. I need to take into consideration the transparency, the equity, and the inclusivity of this tool, and whether it's sustainable or not for the classroom as a whole. This is like a concept here. And the main important thing that it doesn't harm or no discrimination at the same time. And to protect our data privacy, this is for sure. And here are some questions, like guiding questions regarding the aspects here. For the acquire, we have ethical principle, safe and responsible use, co-creating ethical rules. For example, how do I ensure transparency with students about what data the AI is accessing and why? This depends on what I'm feeding the AI with. So the teacher need to have a lot of training, like they should go to AI literacy courses so they can teach the students well. For safe and responsible use, how do I train students to responsibly handle data privacy when interacting with AI? This also goes to AI literacy courses. Co-creating ethical rules. I'm collaborating with colleagues and students to define classroom specific guidelines for ethical AI use. So here we need to have a community, chat group or discussion group to enhance to share our ideas and to come up with something new based on the ethical policy inside the classroom. I can sit with the student and tell them what do you think about this? What do you think about that? With that school, we can combine everything together, or you can have a committee inside the classroom that consists from admin, teacher, parents, students. where they can discuss and put some policies. For the AI foundation and application aspect, as we mentioned before, the teachers need to have conceptual understanding and knowledge about the AI tools, like the algorithm, their outputs, how they are working, the biases. So there's algorithmic biases, there's social biases, there are cultural biases. There are multi types of biases. The teachers need to know to be aware about them and how to mitigate such biases. And also, the teacher need to have, or the school, the educator as in general, need to have like an evaluation matrix. Like I have a checklist, for example, checklist matrix for this AI tool, uh, for the output, for the interface, uh, for the well-being of the students, and for the skills of the students, the cognitive level, or anything else that the teacher sees it fits with that matrix. And then they can evaluate and check whether they enhance, to dismiss it, or to do something new. And this will go through the three competency progression flow: the acquire, deepen, and create, where we need to have some basic AI techniques and application skill, creating with AI. Creating with AI, it doesn't mean that I must create a tool. No, creating with I can create an idea to build something new. I can create like an AI tool which will deliver my objective, or I can create something related to the pedagogy where I will integrate it with my information here. Now, here are also some guiding questions for the basic techniques, application, and skills. For example, how do I assess and iterate on my AI-powered resources to improve student learning outcomes? Here I can create some new activities, either unplugged activities or using the AI, which is mean like no AI usage or with usage AI, or partially. It depends on the situation that the teacher finds it well at that time. So here I can use them as like a tool, as a way to teach them about the AI biases, or how the algorithm works, or as well to improve their critical thinking and to reduce the cognitive load for the students. For this part, we have the AI pedagogy, which is the most important uh, for teachers, how they need to integrate AI into their classroom and their teaching methodologies. First, we need to have like a purposeful integration. Like why I'm using this AI tool, why I need to build this AI tool. What are the objectives of the lesson? How can I integrate this idea with AI? Does it fit? When I need to start using this tool, aside with this objective, how I need to use it, and when to implement it. So these questions we need to ask ourselves, like as if you are putting a lesson plan for this lesson. You are putting a roadmap. So in this way, it will make it easier for us and clear for us which type of tools we need to use in that lesson. It could be VR, it could be like a graphing system, it could be a plagiarism system, it could be something related to chemistry, some simulation, video simulation, or interactive simulation. It depends. Also, we need to have like a critical assessment and professional development. Like in order to keep ourselves up to date, we need to have the PD every time, every now and then, because there's a lot of new things happening. we need to keep uh, our eyes on it. Okay. Also, here are some guiding questions for the AI pedagogy. Like, do I evaluate student responses to AI-generated content for clarity? How do I evaluate the long-term pedagogy impact of these new AI-enhanced approaches? So these are some questions you can look through them as well. But we still have AI for professional development. Here, we'll go through the stages like enabling lifelong professional learning, AI to enhance organization learning, and AI to support professional transformation. So here, for me, as an individual, I will not say as a teacher, as an individual, can create, for example, my own course and study based on it. Okay, this is one aspect uh, how to keep on in the loop. Also, here there are some AI for professional development questions, guiding questions. For example, how do I secure resources or partnership to scale successful AI professional development project? Do I tailor AI recommendation to align with my department strategy, etc.? Here we'll come to another aspect. Since we have the AI competency framework, it gave us like a framework how to work, how to understand, how to work, and how to manage the progression levels. Okay. Now, as a teacher, I need to know my place, my position, what I'm in control and what out of my control. For example, for my control as a teacher, I can do instructional integration, pedagogy, learning environment, feedback and evaluation, ongoing professional development, and AI literacy instructions. So once I position myself, I can know what's out of my control. Now we'll see the link later on between the framework and this strategy here. Out of the framework features like the AI system design and algorithm, platform and tool availability, data privacy policies, institutional access, regulatory, and vendor control and commercial influence. So here are the out of control. How to mitigate them? Through professional development, through AI literacy program, through taking courses on algorithm, through enhancing our infrastructure at the school, and reading about the global policies like guidance for generative AI or EU AI Act or the AI bill, etc. Even there are a lot of countries now, they are producing their own AI policies and regulations, like European countries, there's UK, USA, China, Japan, etc. They are having their own their own policies. We can read them and we can have more understanding how to mitigate such out of reach or out of control subjects. Now, once I done with the what I can do, what I can control, and what I cannot control, I will go to the three spherical progression levels here: the sphere of influence and the sphere of interest. Once I'm sure about my sphere of control, what I can influence, school and district adoption, which is, if you remember at the beginning, we talked about the right of the teachers as educator. Okay, so these are here I can implement also my right after I knew what I can control of professional and learning communities, curriculum for developing, student digital citizenship, and feedback to developers. So whenever I have knowledge and about how we need to build whatever system we need, I can have clearer feedback and clearer communication with the developer. And my interest as a teacher, okay, to be aware all the time, to read about the AI policies and regulation trends, the ethical AI debates, global AI education model, and technological advancement in AI. So these spheres are very important to know our position and what we can do and how to enhance in order to achieve a best way to the final future vision of education. So once I have completed my AI literacy courses and the foundational skills, understood the competencies that needed for me, the relation between the teacher, AI, and student is very important. Okay, so here we are talking about the current AIs, not uh, not the full control AI. Like here we are mimicking human. The AI is mimicking the human. Okay, so the relation between the student AI and student and the teacher is triangular. Why? Because there should be a relation between teacher and student for human interaction and for the well-being, emotional, physical, etc. Okay, and the relation between AI and student, it should be directed by the teacher, okay, to enhance the student learning and to have some feedback going backward and forward from the teacher, student, and the AI. In order to design, to start with this we talked about previously, okay? So once the relation is done, okay, I know the relation between the AI, the teacher, and the student, okay, I can start implementing this framework. For example, I will start with the objective and the outcome. What do I need to enhance? Why I need to enhance? What tool I need to use? Or do I need to create my own tools? Okay, how to integrate, what how to integrate in the classroom or to the methodology or the pedagogy, and when to implement it. Okay, so these WH questions, they are very important as a teacher to implement. It will give us a clear road roadmap on each lesson we are doing. Okay, uh, here I'll stop for you, Yusra, if you have any questions or the attendees have any other questions.
There is actually one question from our colleague Ibrahim Sadi. He mentioned that how can we use AI to help students in times of crisis like natural disasters, wars, and displacement, like refugee students?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so how we can use like such system for our welfare as a human welfare? Okay? Uh, First, you can start with project-based learning, PBL, projects inside the classroom, and you can start teaching them using the AI, building with AI. For example, let's say about from history lessons that you have, okay, from the social studies books that we have, you can select one topic that is aligned with what you want, okay, and we can improve it more to make it like a more project-based learning that includes some critical questions, some sustainable questions, and solution problem. Whenever that student know the problem, they need to search for the solution. With AI collaboration, okay, they can design and structure this reporting or activity in a very good manner using mind maps, help them in writing the content, for example, enhancing their writing, getting some brainstorming, uh, and also having some other like new solutions they didn't think about and evaluate it. Okay, especially you include some evaluation feedback questions at the end for the student.
I still recall an experience from a teacher organization. I've been part of this in a group for refugee students. And the AI companion served as well. to what you said exactly within the PBL framework as well, to teach students English as a second language. So AI was there like a tutor, a companion. So it's within the framework you've mentioned, especially that they were not born in that country initially. So that serves a lot to what you said, to the general welfare of everybody. Thank you so much. It's really an insightful question and response as well. So there's another question from Robert. So what are your thoughts on AI usage in the classroom, Hamza?
I didn't hear well, please. Can you repeat?
The last question in the chat is from our colleague Robert Martinez, and Robert mentions he's interested to learn more about your thoughts on AI usage in the classroom.
Okay. What is
Thank
okay?
you.
I opened now the chat. What are your thoughts on AI usage in the classroom? Okay. Here it's a very general question. Okay. Okay. For the usage, for my thoughts of the usage of AI in the classroom, now we need to have more awareness for the teachers, okay, before the implementation of the AI system in the classroom itself. The teachers need to know what is AI in general, what they can do with it, what the potentials, and what are the limitations. Okay, this is one. Two, are the teachers able to implement and to think in a new ways to enhance the pedagogy or methodology in the classroom? If yes, no, good. If no, they need to go to the professional development courses. There are a variety of them. Okay. Here also, it's the role of the school as well to follow up and to not. I will not reinforce and I will not say make it optional. Okay, for the teachers and to motivate them to go through professional development courses, uh, specifically AI literacy courses. Okay? Why? Because they will have more ideas, more confident on implementing AI into their classroom, and they will feel safe, okay, and secure. Why? Because most, I will not say most of teachers, like some teachers will claim that the AI will replace us in the future. Okay, this is, from my opinion, it will not be. Why? For many reasons. If the AI will replace teacher, then the AI will have the full control on our educational system. Okay, and the educational system, as we are all know, it's based on the norms, attitude, values of the humans, and to preserve humanity, and based on our human perceptions and our human biases. Okay, if you give it directly to the AI tool, okay, so it will be under one person, the developer. If the developer is biased, then our AI system in education is biased. So it will direct our students to that developer beliefs and that developer direction. And what makes you sure that this developer direction or whatever algorithm done in that system is being for the humanity or society well-being or the individual well-being uh, improvement or benefits. Is it safe? I have no idea. Is it secure? I will have no idea. Okay. I remember I posted something related to this. For example, about this one, like you are like a 10, 12 years old student inside the classroom. Okay. And you are weak. So the data fed to that system tells it that this student is weak in X subject or mathematics subject, any other subject. Okay. But we are as a human, we can boom in the next year, or the next month, or the next day. Why? We like in the classroom, we all faced some students, they were not good in grade 7, but in grade 9, oof, they were amazing. Okay. So there are different like variables that affect us, either mentally, emotionally, physically. It depends on the situation. But if the AI system is trained over 3 or 4 years on specific trait of that student, and suddenly that student triggered like and boomed in that stage, the system like will not have like this understanding the why this booming occurred. Okay, but we as a human we can understand more because we can have contact with the student. We can know their emotional stages, and we can know their physical situation. Okay, every there are a lot of variables that can affect us. So, in general, to have the AI system or the tools to be integrated in the classroom, we need to prepare the teachers very well at the first stage and to have awareness for the student as well.
So I will elaborate with a few comments from the chat. So we see that some colleagues they have consolidated what you mentioned, and others they have conveyed their concerns. For instance, in the European Union and some countries all over the world, let's say,
Mm.
age matters. So AI should not be something that can have the accessibility to all ages equally. Guardians, parents, teachers should be there to assist students towards this new experience. Teachers who are concerned, for instance, about AI replacing them, maybe it will replace AI illiterate teachers, not teachers overall. So let's say those who do not know how to use AI, those are the ones maybe that could be replaced. A question related to classroom conflict with critical thinking. So I think Hamza has partially answered this when he was talking about the 21st century skills, including those included with PBL, critical thinking alike. So Hamza, do you have comments maybe
Next
to
slide.
add to the last one or
It will,
later on?
no, this is in the next slide.
Next
The
slide.
answer of
Okay.
this question, next slide.
Wait and see. Thank you so much, Hamza.
Okay,
Over to you.
okay. So how we need to design and think about our AI tool. Okay. First thing we need to understand the categories of AI tools. Based on the EU AI Act, we have unacceptable, high risk, limited risk, and minimal risk. For unacceptable risk, like a tool that collect biometric, the camera, tracking systems, etc. Also for high risk as well. For limited risk, they are more or less like chatbots, AI-powered virtual assistant, product recommendation system. They are considered limited risk. Minimal risk, like spam filter, AI-enabled video games, and AI inventory management system. How do I need to think about my AI tool? I will start from design, development, testing, implementation, and the outcome. For design, I need to understand why I need to design this tool, how I need to design it, what are the challenges, and what are the benefits. The development, I need to be aware of and more knowledgeable about how to develop in order to deliver what I need to develop precisely, okay? And ensure that the tools are adaptable for diverse teaching styles and various school environments, as well to make sure that this AI function ethically, respect teacher autonomy, and support, not replace human educators. The most important part is the testing and implementation, where we will focus on the student, consideration and how to get their feedback. So, who will have the access to the student data? The school, the developer, or the API, or everything. So, what we are feeding the system, what specific protocols we will be able to replace secure sensitive student information, and so on. Okay, so this system and this framework for how to design and to reach the desired outcome, we should go from design, development, testing, implementation, feedback loop, and we can get the outcome, and then the feedback questionnaire at the end, and repeat the system again and again to enhance it more and more. Okay. Regarding the question, okay, here's an example, okay, for the AI unplugged activity. Here, the objective of this activity is to enhance vocabulary skills, develop analytical thinking, introduce LLM concept in simplified way, encourage engagement through gamification. So the student, for example, I asked the student, what is the meaning of anxious? Okay. The student will draw like a network map. Not interested, relaxed, excited, fearful, worried, calm, nervous. Then I'm relating it to a matrix where I will provide a base weight, bonus, multiplier, penalty, and the final weight. Okay? And the final weight here. So I will work according to the formula given to me, like it's the base weight plus bonus times multiplier divided by penalty. So here I'm using English, I'm integrating it somehow in mind maps, and the matrix. Out of the matrix, I will check which is the most higher weight will be the correct answer. So here, what I'm doing here, I'm teaching an indirect way how LLM think for lower grades. This is for like grade 5, for example, this activity for grade 5 students. Okay, so I'm telling the student this is how the LLM work. Okay, through the matrix, and I will ask them if I increased the base weight for calm, what will happen? The final weight will be changed. So the correct answer will be changed. So the student will learn now that there are algorithmic calculation biases. If the matrix, if the base weight is fixed by the developer to be 60, okay, this will affect the final output. So this will be algorithm bias. So here I'm teaching them something related to LLM, to biases, and to be critical, and also related to the curriculum itself. And asking critical questions and reflection questions are very important every activity, because every activity has its own objective, its own outcome. Okay. So here, this is one way we can integrate AI into schools, along with critical questions, and promote more for the student about AIs. Here, we will talk about more. This is the last section. I will take you through some practical tools that I've been developing as well. Okay. Uh, let me. Okay, here. You can see my screen.
Yes, we do.
Okay, the website, right? Okay. So here in the website, here we are building an AI tools specifically for teachers, for educators. What do we have? For example, I have to generate CLT analysis. CLT analysis is a cognitive load theory analysis. Okay. Let's say that I have an idea, okay, about an activity. Okay. Let's say math, uh, supermarket activity to enhance students' understanding uh, addition and subtraction. Okay, the English generate. This is not public yet. Okay, this is the back end of the website. I'm just telling you here. I need to log in. AI tools. Let me log in. Here it's slow because it's the back end. It's not public yet. So now we'll go to AI tools. Okay. So what do we have here? You can see that we have a shared credit pool and message. This we'll talk about later on. But the most important, okay. I document rubric, assemble, assessment strategy tool. You have the translation tool, chat with EUAC, brainstorming tool. We have student analysis tool, tailored test generator, writing assessment feedback, assessment design, lesson-based assessment, map reading test, personalized student support. This is no agent activity analysis, CLT analysis. Let's say I need to do with CLT analysis. Okay. For example, there's like a math supermarket activity grade for students to understand addition and subtraction. Okay, it's in English, generate analysis. So now, what's the object of this one? So here I have an activity in my mind, okay, and I need to check some site about it, whether it will reduce the student cognitive load or it will increase it. What other recommendation I can get? Okay, here it's still slow because it's in the back end as a repetition. Okay, so here like lesson title, math supermarket activity, a hand-on experience where grade 4 students simulate shopping using play money to practice addition and subtraction. Learning objective, students will accurately perform for cadre target audience, cognitive load analysis, intrinsic load. It will give us some example, recommendation, reflective. Also for the extraneous load, recommendation. At the end, it will provide us also like a summary, final action, etc. So here, there are some insights that the teacher can use. Not implement 100% as it is, okay? But they need to agree with the content, whether they agree or not. They need to change, they can change, update, implement, etc. So it will give them more insights based on specific theories. And you can have more. This personalized student support, for example, how it will help me inside the classroom. Here, most of the tools are for the teachers. For the students, we'll deliver them in stage 3. Now we are still in stage 1. So, for example, I am a teacher, okay, and I need to know how to deal with that student. Give me some ideas about that student. For example, fourth grade 9, strength, challenges, learning styles, and behavior goals additional. Here you are not Here you are not providing your name, you are not providing any information about that specific student, you are not providing the name of the school, you are not providing any personal information about the specific student. You are giving a general information about X student, okay? And based on our website, okay, we are collecting only your email ID and the name and the age. So whatever you feed, you are feeding the AI API, not our website. And we don't save any of the responses. So based on this, it will give you like a supporting plan, how you can deal with it. And this platform will be published by next 2 weeks, hopefully, by next 2 weeks. And it will be as a community pool where everyone can share this pool. And they can use these AI tools whenever the tool is green. These are like some strategies and some ideas and some tools that the teachers can create and the teachers can use to generate some additional strategies, additional ideas, improvement, etc. And that's all from my side.
Thank you so much, Hamza.
And thank you.
Insightful. It's interesting. It's amazing. And as well as our colleagues' interaction, we still have the questions, ongoing. So I will hand over the questions to you so that you have enough time to cover them. We have an interesting question and really from Serene Soyos. So Serene, she says that she asks the question as follows. Do you think providing all this information actually helps teachers become more autonomous? So, Syrian is here worried about teacher autonomy. She mentors teachers in teacher research, and she noticed that when AI is heavily involved, teachers don't seem to be fully learning, but especially when it comes to data analysis. How can we provide or prevent this both for teachers and for learners? So this codependency it happens to our learners. It's the last question in the chat, Hamza. So if you can see it,
Yeah, I got it now. I'm rereading it. Yeah. Do you
yes,
think providing all this
take your time, please.
teachers to become more autonomous? I'm okay. Here, this presentation is full of information, and it's very condensed, and a lot of information are given here in this presentation. What you can do exactly, you can have some categories for this presentation or for your own presentation as well. You can put it into 3, 4 sections, okay? And you can train, evaluate, and test. If you test the teachers, it will be perfect. So they to make sure that they are getting the information well and they are tested on it. Okay. Also here, continuous to your comment, I mentor teachers in teacher research, and I've noticed that one. Don't seem to follow
So when
research
AI
papers.
is
Okay.
heavily used,
Uh,
yeah, how can we
okay.
do this?
What you can do, I have created one of the tools that help for research. Okay, and teach them how to research. It will not, for example, as I'm a user, I will ask Cloud, Gemini, whatever, uh, provide me a research about education and technology education. Okay, it will provide me with a list of resources and a bunch of material. Okay, I didn't do my work and I didn't think. Okay, but how you can do this? You can provide them a roadmap to interact with AI step by step as per your strategy for the research. How to start with the research, okay? Like with the hypothesis, with the introductory, etc. Okay, and I need to provide the data analysis, examples, testing, etc. So here you will have to go step by step, okay, and provide a section for each one to work with it, like generate the hypothesis. This is very simple examples I'm saying, okay. Uh, Go with them one by one. Always break down the task into simple tasks and assign it to each one, or provide like a guidelines test step by step for each individual. or of individuals. So they will go through it. And by that way, will have more ideas and how they need to work in collaboration with AI for research purposes. This is one of the examples.
Yes, thank you so much, Hamza. And I can notice in the chat that the attendees, they have really appreciated the session. They're thanking you. And as for the recording, it will be
Thank
available
you all.
on the link of the channel. Thank you, Hamza. And also all the updates about what Hamza is doing, the platform, his webinars, his events, is also available on his Telegram channel that I provided you with the link as well. Thank you for all colleagues, for everybody that have attended this webinar. If you still have some questions, we're still here for you. And so as for the certificates of attendance, so kindly please fill in the feedback form that you see it now in the chat. You will receive your certificate of attendance within a week from today. So for other questions, I can see the framework. Mai is asking about the PowerPoint slides, Hamza, and the framework slide. So May Abdul Ghaffar, it's the last comment in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It was really insightful. And maybe I'll contact you. I'm writing my dissertation on integrating AI in writing, and I'm planning to build a framework.
Thank
So
you,
that's why
May.
I was interested in this framework.
Thank you, May. Actually, Hamza is following. Allow me to show them, Hamza. I have them as hard copies here. This collection that I adore myself, and I've been teaching and doing the research with this. So Hamza will tell you more about this. They're available to thanks to the generous offers of the UNESCO as open access to all teachers. But Hamza has specific effort and work done all through this way. That what makes him today part of today's webinar. I've noticed Hamza's work. He's sharing the frameworks and he's doing a great job. Kudos, Hamza. So I'll let you elaborate on May's
Thank you.
comment.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you all for attendance and your participation. And I hope that this webinar was beneficial for you and you got insights and some new ideas to build on for the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hamza. If we don't have any more questions, thank you again. And we're very grateful for your presence, for your time, for your questions, for your contributions, for your insights. Keep the momentum going. Keep it going. We're available on LinkedIn. We're available on our channels. This is just the beginning to share in Hamza's ideas and work. And the platform Hamza is really insightful. I'm having those light bulbs seeing just those tools, let alone trying them for real. Thank you so much, everybody here. Yes,
Just
Hamza, would
will
you like
add
to add
something
something? Yes,
else,
yes,
Yousra.
yes.
For the for the website, its objective also to have another financial resource for teacher.
Can you further explain,
So
please,
this is
Hamza?
one of
Yes.
the yeah. This will be in stage two. Now we are in stage one. We are building the AI tools. Next stage, when the teachers use the tools, they will be rewarded by cryptocurrency. And the system will be all on the blockchains from certificate to smart contract. It's very big later on, and it will be a very good financial resource for the teachers as well in the second stages. As well, it will be sustainable for learning, usage, etc.
Just to elaborate on something on my context, because in Tunis, in Tunisia, it's illegal, but it's still
Yeah,
valid in the other part of the world. So the
yeah,
people will be watching this, nothing to do with
yeah,
this. It's Hamza's work, it's Hamza's income, and whoever is it will be involved in this. So it's the full responsibility of this is part of AI as well. So I'm conveying the
yeah.
idea, I'm sharing it generously, but for us, it's like we don't interact with cryptocurrency yet in my region. And this is like a part of our
No
policy and we
problem.
respect it. But yeah,
No problem.
a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Thank you again. So,
Anyway,
thank you
thank you
again,
so
Hamza.
much.
Thank you, everybody. And tune in soon, inshallah, for upcoming webinars. As I said, Hamza is part of the network. I'm part of Hamza's network as well. This is just the beginning. So enjoy the rest of the weekend. For those who have the weekend on Sunday today in some regions of the world, and the beginning of a new week in other regions of the world. And with this, we come to the end of our today's webinar. Thank you again, Hamza. Would you like to add something
Thank you.
as future recommendation as okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
I wanted to have a group photo with everybody, but I'm sure since everybody did not really enable their cameras, so we might have it maybe in
No
another
problem.
webinar. So, stay safe and stay blessed, and see you soon, inshallah. Goodbye.
Goodbye.